I just wanted to give a little background on why we're doing this. I started this series as an opportunity to speak to people of color in the LGBTQ plus community, to shed more light on our challenges and opportunities during this time. Doing this as part of my organization, HME Consulting and Advocacy, which is a DC-based company that uses deep experience in policy, strategy, and stakeholder engagement to build coalitions and advance policies, especially those addressing issues of intersectionality within the LGBTQ community. The goal of these discussions is to share stories from our community and to uplift and inspire during these trying times. So with that, I'm going to bring in Riley.
Hello.
Hey,
I got to back up a little bit so you can see my whole face. There we go.
yeah, I was about to say, I don't need to be seen. You need to be seen.
What's going on?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's been a minute. I'm just so glad to have this time with you.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
no problem. So I'm going to do just a quick little background on you, talk about our format, and then just honestly just jump into a conversation. I want this to be free flowing and candid, like nothing like overproduced. Is that cool?
God, absolutely.
Okay, so for those that don't know, and if you don't know, now you will know, Riley is someone who I admire, and I thought for my first conversation, I had to go big. So I asked my sis if she would jump on, and she is gracing us with her presence, so thank you. Since about 2003, Riley has been known as DC's own Beyoncé. Her shows as a Beyoncé impersonator have taken over the DC scene and now on the national stage with performances with Taylor Swift and others. Riley is a recording artist and transgender activist who has been breaking down doors for nearly 2 decades now. She has recently broken down even more barriers by being the first openly transgender woman to do a halftime NBA show, like what, for the Washington Wizards last month. So that's huge. And I'm a big sports fan, so I know how big that really is. Yeah. So with that, I just want to welcome you, and everyone welcome Riley to the combo.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
No problem. Gotta let people know what they're witnessing here. So the format is simple. I'll just ask you a couple of questions just to make sure it's in line with the overall series. But let's just have a conversation, and then I'll open it up towards the end to anybody that wants to pose the question in the Q&A or just in the chat if I can catch it. So first, let's just start. How are you doing mentally, physically, etc.? Go.
I'm good. I'm keeping busy here around my home, and just waiting this thing out like everybody else.
Right.
Obviously, we're all stuck home, and it's the first time I feel like everyone in the world is kind of the same, even playing field. It's sort of like no one. I don't feel so bad because I know I'm not the only one that's stuck home. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like we're in this together.
Right. Absolutely. No, yeah. True. And I think I have a lot of conversations about the mental health aspect, also how is this affecting us economically? I'm self-employed. You are your own brand. Can you say a little bit about how that's been affecting your occupation and your business right now?
Well, I had a lot of things coming up, things that I had not even announced yet. And I was so excited.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and I was so excited to do it. And I'm kind of wary to even say what they were because I feel like people are going to be like, man. But, I was going to see a lot more of you guys than I have. Let's just say that.
Right.
I was going to be all around the country. And it just kind of all came to a halt.
Yep.
Literally the night that I did the NBA halftime show, that was that was right at the end. So that was on the 6th of March.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 days later, I had a concert here in DC. And they shut down that night. They shut down Celine Dion's show. And so we were afraid they were going to shut down our show. And I was literally in my dressing room about to doing my makeup, about to go on stage. Thinking they're going to evacuate us any moment.
Right.
But luckily I got through that. And that was the last thing that I had planned before what was supposed to be. I was going to go on tour. It was going to be great. But, I'm happy to be alive and be safe. Yes. Obviously, I cannot perform on stage right now. And I always think about what's it going to look like on the other side of this? Like, what's it going to be like to stand on stage and not be able to reach into the audience and like grab someone's hand or do meet and greets afterwards? Like, what's that going to look like? And so I'm just, you know, it's tough not being able to do what I love, but I do have other aspects of my career that I'm working on right now. And right now my YouTube channel is in heavy building, and I'm pumping out new content on YouTube all the time. So everybody go and subscribe to my channel. But that's pretty much how that is my new normal, my new way of entertaining people, and for monetary reasons, like, you know, on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of people in your position, and the good thing is you're multifaceted. So, so there's still opportunities to create right now. Like, you can still be doing music. I mean, a lot of people are putting out music. I'll get back to that in a little bit. I want to ask you some questions. So I guess just to shift a little bit, because I did want to kind of just get a sense of where is Riley right now, what's going on. And please feel free to add anything else as we keep talking. But I also wanted to kind of bring in kind of the reason why I'm doing this specifically with our community, because I think there's a lot of space for our white counterparts to air issues. And I think sometimes, yes, we are all in this big community, and there are things that we are walking on the same path. However, we have different experiences, and we just have to name that and own that. So I wanted to start by just asking you, and not to like kind of get your census information, but just ask you, what communities do you culturally identify with, and where their intersectionality for you?
Definitely with the Black community, definitely with the LGBTQ community, the trans community. That's my community. I mean, obviously I've been supported by all different communities all over. I've had fans all over, but that's the community that I'm a part of. Those are the communities I'm a part of.
Right. Sorry, my dog just tried to escape out the bedroom. So in that vein, then how do you feel like in this current time with you trying to, like you said, produce things that you can still connect with your fans and your community? How do you feel we're overall being affected during this time? Like, obviously we can break down stats in terms of like health and other things, but I'm saying just like from your pulse, since you're so close to this community and you literally help fuel it, what do you feel has changed and how we've been affected during this time?
Well, you know, already the trans community, especially trans women of color, we were already like on the lowest of the totem pole, and there was a lot of, you know, things with healthcare and rights and all those things that were going on. And it's just kind of like magnified times 10, you know, now. You know, I know a lot of girls who were homeless before this happened, or living in shelters, and it's now sort of like, you know, we're all quarantined at home. Well, what about people who don't have a home, you know? And then I also think about, like, there are a lot of people in the community that are abused. And imagine being quarantined and you can't go anywhere with your abuser.
Absolutely.
It's a big thing. Like, that's the thing I think about. Like, my heart goes out to those people because, you know, you have no way to escape. And for a lot of people, if they were being abused, not just in the LGBTQ community, but it happens a lot. But imagine, you know, if you are a trans person who is, or gay, lesbian, whatever, like if you are someone who your only escape for the day from, you know, being abused at home was going to school. Or going to work.
Absolutely.
And now you can't, you don't have your escape. You know, some people, their only relief is that. So I definitely think about that community, and my heart goes out, and I'm willing to help in any way that I can. It's just so hard to be able, you know, most of the time when I'm helping, it's usually like a hands-on and going out, and we can't do that right now. So that is really hard. So I'm trying to figure out other ways to do this.
No, absolutely. I think we're all in the same boat. With my work, I'm more behind the scenes, but you know, there's a lot of initiatives that are halted because schools are in disarray. Shelters are trying to figure out how they're going to support the community they already had, let alone the ones that will be coming in as a result of this. So trying to figure out how to strategize and build out recommendations for the folks in charge has been challenging because the the focus is just in a lot of different places, and it's hard to kind of wrangle everybody. So trust me, I understand. And I am a hands-on person as well, so it's been a little frustrating for me too. But yes, I think that's all important, and I definitely will share additional resources when I post this for folks in our community to look into. Changing gears just slightly a little bit, I don't know if you have had anyone directly in your family or friends that have been infected or what have you, but have you, what's your new normal with your personal life, if you will?
Thank God I haven't had anyone really close to me that has been directly affected. We've just all been trying to stay safe. As much as I miss my friends, as much as my friends are like my family, and just in the LGBTQ community, my friends are my family, and my family is my family. And so we've just been socially distancing. We've been doing everything with Zoom or house party or whatever video chats to try to stay connected. But I miss it, and I keep saying, like, I miss brunch. Like, I miss being able to go and do brunch, and hang out with my friends and get drunk and do whatever. Like, I miss just human contact, like just hugging my friends and kissing my friends. I miss all of that. But it's just so important that we stay safe, and it's just, thank God none of us have had it yet that we know of. I have a few friends that swear that they had it back in like December. I've heard a few people say that they're like, I had the worst flu of my life. Like, it was the worst thing ever. And they're like, I got over it, but it lasted for 2 weeks. And I'm just like, a lot of people think they've already had it in my friend group, but no one just yet, and I pray, knock on wood, but no one does. Yes.
Yes, absolutely, for everybody. Yeah, I think I that's a common story. Like, a lot of people that were sick in either December or January, because we didn't have the guidance or the knowledge even that we have now. People are like, I think I had that, but you're not going to know, and maybe they're thinking of help down the road with the antibodies, but we won't know until we know. Yeah, so all that, I love the way you kind of have spoken about everything. I think the thing I would ask you now, like if I was going to give the ask of you, is what advice do you have for folks that are probably in the same situation, or people that look up to you, frankly? You are a role model. It's a responsibility, but I know you don't take that lightly.
No, I don't. What I can say is just hold out, and just, keep positive thoughts and try to do something every day that's going to make you feel good about yourself, and that's going to make you feel accomplished, because I feel like, we're all sitting around feeling like, okay, we can't do our jobs, like it's very non-productive, but there is something that we can do. And even if you live with a lot of people, or you don't have a space of your own, creating a little space, something, if it's just a little corner or something, but something that you can do for yourself every day, just mentally, that's very important. For me, it's like having my cup of coffee, being with my thoughts. I'm still working, throughout the day. But just taking that time for yourself, because mental health is really important. And we deal with a lot of mental health issues in the LGBTQ community, and it's just, we're in a time right now where people speak out about mental health. It's not a taboo thing anymore, and don't be afraid to. And if you just need someone to talk to, lean on your friends, lean on people that you look up to, DM people on Instagram. I love that. Even though this time is so hard, we still have social media, and we still can connect with people. Imagine if we didn't have social media.
Wow, right.
Absolutely. All we'd have is the TV. And I know a lot of people, and I can speak for myself also, are just like sick of TV. Like, I'm just like, I watch everything on Netflix that I could possibly watch.
Right.
I've texted every friend that I could possibly text, but thank God for social media. Thank God for being able to, like, especially for me, like, I'm obsessed with YouTube. I mean, I'm a YouTuber also, but I'm obsessed with YouTube in the sense that I can watch whatever I want to watch, whenever I want to watch it. And if I want to learn something, I can learn something. I can, like, it's not just entertainment, but that's how I keep myself busy, and it's so important to do that, because the days kind of blend together.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we could just get stuck into being a couch potato, or just like, you know what, I'm not getting out of bed today. But I think it's for our mental health, it's very important to do something that's going to help you to feel accomplished and feel productive and feel like you're, these days, even though they are blending together, they still matter.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a good point. And then also for the days when maybe you're just not feeling it, it's okay to not be okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah, but do what makes you feel best. I absolutely agree. I work with an organization called Strengthen Our Voices, and we do mental health trainings in school. And also we've been producing a lot of campaigns right now around like, what are we doing during this time, and just trying to uplift people. So we have a lot of good resources that I'll share once again when I post this, and I'll also share your YouTube. I realized I should have done that when I advertise it, but I'll make sure to share your information because people can go get their life right quick. Yeah, so like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time. So I'm going to kind of ask my final question and then open it up to the group. So my final question is the most important question. Like, I know we're talking about like deep issues and stuff, but let's talk about the Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion remix. When are we getting a video from you? What are you doing for this? Because the people need it. Because we can't get one from them right now.
To be honest with you, I found out about it, like it had just come out. Like I think my sister had texted me, but I didn't read the whole text message. I just saw what she said. She says "Mother's" on it, and what she was trying to say is, well, the whole text message said that the new Savage mix just came out and "Mother's" on it. Now, my dancers call me Mother, so I'm like, what is "Mother's" on it? Like what did I do? And so somehow I didn't read her text message until after I had heard the song. I think someone had posted it on Instagram, and I went immediately over to Amazon Music and listened to it. And I was just like, she never disappoints. Never disappoints. And then I heard someone say, someone that I follow, they wrote in their stories, Beyonce is my favorite rapper.
Yes. Yes. I saw a video from Tank. That said he was like, is she the best rapper in the game right now? Is that what just happened?
I'm like, she's my favorite rapper too.
Right.
But just it was just so sick. And my favorite line is that she's like, I got this shit from Tina. Like I got it from Tina. Like it's just amazing.
Yes.
So
yes.
I don't know that I'm gonna do anything for it. I just kind of think it's just I wish wouldn't it be great if we were in this quarantine that they did a video for it? That would be great. They might have to do a Zoom video or something, like each of them record their parts at home and have it like edited together, Because
I mean, what the people want.
7-Eleven was filmed all on Beyonce's iPhone.
Right. True.
So if we can get 7-Eleven, if we can get both of them to do the same thing,
Listen, I'm here for it, and I think everybody's here for it. Like they already stopped the culture 2 days ago. If they drop a video, the internet's just going to be broken for about 24 hours. Just broken. Like when you drop the album, just broken. Call me later. Yeah, I had to get your input on that.
I love it. I was playing it in the shower on repeat.
Right, I had it on repeat. And the funny thing is, like, it's so funny because, like, you are so, like, you are your own person. Like, and obviously, I love you and I've loved you forever, and your personality is what connected me. But you're so synonymous with her that, like, literally, she does something. I'm like, what's Riley gonna do? She doesn't. I'm like, what's Riley gonna do? Like, I literally think about
everyone says this to me. They're like, we're waiting to see what you're gonna do, or when. And back when I was performing at like Nelly's in town, people would always, we're waiting for you to do the song. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? And now in my concerts, which we do like 30 songs on my concerts, right. People are waiting to hear what songs are in what order and what songs we're gonna do. I might have to add back, whenever this is all over,
right.
I might have to add a little snippet of it into my concert because it is so good.
Yes, it's so good. It's like it brings all the best elements. Exactly. You got to do it, and your dancing gonna be killer. And I know the other thing I love is that your outfits are always on point. Like it's like, did you steal that from her or like what?
It's the costumes. I mean, I have not sewn a thing besides a mask. I haven't sewn a thing since we've been in quarantine, and I should really normally I'm like kicking out costumes just like that, but. I went into my my costume closet the other day, and I'm just like thinking, like I never even think this, but I'm just like, this madness. I'm telling you, Heidi, there's like probably over 100 leotards in there.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And that's only in that closet. Then I have an archive of things that I will probably never wear again, but they're kind of iconic and whatever, up in a storage, and
wow.
all the evening gowns and the big stuff that doesn't fit in that closet. It's really a mess.
Yes.
One day on my YouTube, I'm probably going to do a closet tour.
I was just about to
So
say, you got to give us a tour. You got to go like old school MTV Cribs on it, but like,
yeah, because there's
like
a lot
art.
of replicas of her costumes in that closet. So
Oh yeah, yeah. It was epic when you did the formation, like all the series of formation, like I'm not formation, I'm sorry, lemonade outfits. That you that's when you like I knew what level you were operating. Like I knew, but like I knew after that. Yeah, so I want to turn to folks. So this is my first time, guys. So if you have questions, can you drop them either in the comment or use the Q&A thing, and I'll try to field that. But any questions for Miss Riley Knoxx? And hopefully this thing is not like delayed. I told you I was trying to baby faces, not Teddy Riley this.
exactly.
I'm doing this for the culture.
He just couldn't get it right, did he?
All right, I'm seeing. All right, let's give it like 1 second to load.
Okay.
Because I know, are you seeing anything? Because I'm like, this is my first time like on this side of it. I've been on the receiving side of it. So I'm like,
right. Let me see.
Well, we got a bunch of people that I love on here, so I'll just give out some shout outs. Thank you to all my sisters from the 609 for joining. All right, my friend Benet is asking you, what is your favorite song to perform?
I get asked that question a lot. My favorite song to perform is any song that people are going to sing along to. However, it's Beyonce, so people always sing along, you know? But you think about those songs like Crazy in Love, Formation, Say My Name, people are singing, you know, that or to, but I also have moments in my concert where I'm telling people to sing along, like to the left, all of that. Right. But my personal favorite Beyonce song is All Night. I love to, from the Lemonade album, I love to perform it, but it's not always the hardest hitting song. It's just, it means so much to me.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. But really it's anytime, how it becomes my favorite to perform is when the audience is singing along, they're really into it. Because then I can give, you know, I can give my all. So it changes from concert to concert. It might be once, you know, Formation probably is because I open the concert with that. That's probably the song that is just, because there's so many elements to it and the choreography is so like, it's my favorite choreography. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. In the same vein, another question came in. So that, like we talked about what's your favorite. So you have a type of favorite. What is your most challenging one to perform? And I'm guessing that's one that has all the elements, but go ahead.
The most challenging to perform is by, like, absolutely, what is it? Getting to the money. What is it?
I was getting to the money. Oh, yeah. From the homecoming. Yeah.
That is most challenging because the choreography took forever to learn. And I always seem to mess up during that choreography. The last concert, I was determined that I would not. But it took forever to get it, even though it took the rest of the world, like all of the internet knew it. Right. You know, everyone was doing challenges and stuff. And for some reason, I didn't learn it when everyone was learning it. But then I was like, okay, we got to put it in concert. And then that's what happened. So,
yeah. That one. I mean, any kid, like I felt like anyone that was 13 with an iPhone knew how to do it. And I'm a dancer. And I was like, why is this challenging for me? I like studied dance.
I know all the steps. I just put them in the wrong order. And so instead of in my head, but by the time I get to my concert, I'm already so rehearsed that it's like muscle memory.
Right.
But for some reason, that is the hardest. And when I get through that at the end, when I'm like this, like that at the end, I'm like, oh, thank God I got through that. And then move on to the concert. It's easy from then on.
Right. I know that.
When I know what's coming, I'm like, oh
God. So I got another question coming in. People are okay. This one, wait, let's see. Do you think this COVID experience will make people appreciate entertainment more? That's a good question. Thank you, Erin.
You know, I hope so, because a lot of people don't know this, but usually in times of depression or when there's been a Great Depression, when there's been any kind of like war in the world, usually the businesses that thrive the most are entertainment and beauty. And there's two reasons. One, because people want to feel good. And when you look good, you feel good. So the beauty community usually the sales go up. They found that sales for makeup usually go up then, which is kind of odd, because you think if you have any disposable income, you're not going to spend it on that. But women want to feel good, like people want to feel good, but also entertainment, because people want to escape from the problem. The problem right now is you're not allowed to go out, you know, go to the movies or go to a concert. So I think people will appreciate everything more, even the littlest things. You know, I've heard someone say that, you know, from now on, if you invite me to something, I swear I'm coming. But I hope that for sure, for my sake and for all of us in the entertainment, we've got so much whelmed up in us that we can't wait to hit the stage and just give you everything. So absolutely, I hope so. Yeah,
as long as I'm available, I'm coming to your first concert day one, front row, because I'm gonna need it. Because Lord,
I'm gonna need it.
Right? Yes, exactly. All right, so we're coming up on time. Any last questions for Riley, and then I'll close out with something. Let me just see if anything comes in. Riley, do you have anything you want to say? I'm talking. I feel like I'm sending everything your way. Is there anything you want to say to the people?
I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you again. Can't wait to stand in front of you, you know, whenever that is. But until then, I mean, I stand in front of you every day on YouTube. So, you know,
So Mr. Mikey Smiles asked, will you do a cyber live concert?
I will tell you, I am one of those people, and I've been asked a few times. I've been also asked by like organizations to tape something and like send it in. I did a PSA this morning that I sent in, and they were like, if you want to perform, you can. And I'm just like, I am one of those people that I really thrive when there's someone in front of me that makes me perform harder, perform better. If there's no audience there, I'm like, I don't feel it as much. I feed off you guys' energy. So the more energy you give me, the better, the easier it is for me to do my job. So I probably won't do a cyber concert. But I will tell you this, if you're interested in getting to know like me and not just like on stage as Beyonce, like my personality and me, because on my Instagram, I don't really share a lot of personal stuff and it's mostly about my career. YouTube for me is more about me being personal and telling like my story of like, I talk about like what it was like growing up being transgender. I talk about what it was like, what it's like dating transgender and the fact that I was almost killed twice. I talk about that on my my YouTube. So that's my form of entertaining you guys from afar. So
yes. Actually, I'm gonna pin that now before we end it, just so it's part of the video. The video. So I think that's a really great point, and thank you for flagging that. I wanted to take this issue very seriously, but also we need some uplifting and empowerment now. So I think there's places that have kind of like the deeper dive conversation, and I'm doing that in other venues. But for my first live, I kind of wanted to just like, one, spotlight you because you're amazing. Number two, like just have people hear from you and like, every day's not easy right now, but there is so much beauty in the world. And hopefully when we can get back to being together, we can continue to support each other. Our community suffers no matter what the scenario is. Damn a pandemic, we're always suffering. So community is important. Uplifting each other is important. Like when you do something great, I want to pat you on the back. If I do something great, you pat me on the back. We share love because we're not always going to get it from the outside. So we got to give it to each other. So that was the point of doing this. But I'm going to make sure. Let me just make sure I actually tag it. So forgive me. Any last questions for Miss Riley Knoxx? Actually, I'm just going to add it later because, you know, I'm old now. Any last questions?
You can just go to YouTube and type in my name. So
exactly right. Yeah, Google, y'all. Come on, it's 2020. But I also will tag it when I post it. There. Any other last questions? We're at time. I think we got one last one. Let's see. Oh no, people are just saying thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much, sister. You don't know how much this means to me.
Anytime.